Hey everybody, welcome in. James Phillips here for Inside the Vikes, joined by Coach Bailey. Coach Bailey, not what we want to talk about this week as far as the center point game, but give us a few highlights, a few of the lowlights as well, and we'll kind of talk through that game before we get into what's coming up this week.
Yeah, it was a tough night, man. Had a really hard time blocking them. Had a really hard time tackling them. So that's really
that usually makes for a long night.
That's football in a nutshell, man. That's what won and lost games 100 years ago, and that's what's going to win and lose games 100 years from now. You got to block them, you got to tackle them. So we knew, that 7 was electric and the 10 was electric, and that we'd have to hem them up and stop them before they got started. So didn't do that very much. I mean, like I said, we had a real hard time tackling them, man. They got loose. Offensively, I mean, it was tough sledding. I mean, we found a way to get to 27. I mean, found a way to score, but as far as maintaining drives and staying on the field, it was tough. And center point had a lot to do with that.
Right.
They did. So we got a lot of getting better. That we got to do. We know that. And our kids came to work yesterday. Now, we got after it during practice. So got a lot of getting better. They got to do, and everything they want to achieve is still out there for them.
Right.
That's what I told them. I said certainly not the night we wanted to have first time out there. But it's one game. It's a non-region game. One game's not going to define our season. It's not going to define us as a team. Everything that we still want to do is out there. So we gotta go get ready to go.
Talk about a couple highlights. I mean, they go up 18-0, but your guys fight back. And you end up down by 10 at halftime?
Yeah, we cut it to 30-20 at halftime, man, and really had a chance because we got the ball coming out of the locker room. I mean, if we go down right there and score and cut it to a 3-point game, I mean, it may be a whole different deal, but went 3 and out, got stopped, they got it back, scored, got stopped again, they scored and really kind of pushed it out. And, it was tough sledding from there on out. But we did, man. Yeah, like I said, went down 18 and scratched back, man, and cut that thing to 10 at halftime, but, just couldn't hang in there for the second half.
Makai Pleasure was your player of the week this week.
Yeah.
Talk about his performance. He had a couple touchdowns in a couple different ways that typically not from a running back.
Yeah, he's an electric kid, man. So he had over 100 yards total offense. He had rushing yards, receiving yards, passing yards, right? We threw a little double pass. He had about 40 passing yards. And then he got loose on that double screen, so we'll go in there and watch that on film here in a second. But, yeah, he got loose on that, scored. He also scored on a kick return. So he got a penalty on that one. He's got to carry the ball across the goal line the right way, which is something that we've talked about. But he's a great kid, man. Works really hard. Cares about it, cares about the team a lot, cares about football a lot, and he's certainly somebody that we're excited about that's got a bright future in this game, man, because he's got a ton of ability. And he's a great kid, man. His mom, Fedricia, she does a great job raising him, so very excited about him.
Got a little chippy out there for a little bit.
It did that.
You guys had an important player to be ejected from the game with Spencer Rosenfeld being ejected. Anything that you can tell us about that?
Yeah, I'm not going to talk much about that, James. No, it certainly was not the cleanest football game ever played out there. So, yeah, he was ejected from the game, and that's an in-house issue that we're going to handle internally, and that's really about all I'm going to say about that.
All right, Coach, we're back.
Yeah, man.
A little different lighting.
Yeah, it is,
right?
Man. Yeah, we've changed venues.
We're in the film room, and this is actually where you guys, the coaches, break down film, right?
Oh yeah. A lot of time in here.
Each week we're going to spend a little time breaking down 1 or 2 plays that were one of the more successful plays of the Vikings. And Coach, you just take it away. Tell us what we're watching here.
So it's our first touchdown of the game. So a call for us, ball's on the right hash. This is doubles left. Okay, so we're 2 by 2, right? Y and Z to the field, X and H are down here. So this is doubles left, B out, right? That's the motion. You'll see the back flare here in just a second. Doubles left, B out, Ohio left, right? So that's a double screen for us. All right, so basically he's going to motion the back out of the backfield, okay? So his read, right, quarterback's going to read this thing. So if anything leaves the box, right, with the back, then he'll come back and throw the tunnel. So it's a flare screen to the field, and then it's a tunnel screen to the boundary, okay? So if the end peels with it, right, if the mic leaves, if you get safety rotation, right, if anything kind of looks squirrely, you can always come back and throw the tunnel. If the look stays pure and nothing moves, then you just flip it out there to the back. And with a kid like Mackay, got to get him in some space, let him do something with it. So Y and Z up top, these are their outside run rules, right? Z's got to block the corner. All right, Y, and again, they're in a bear front. I mean, they're kind of walked down in here, which is why we got to get the ball to the perimeter. But if you got more of a typical look out here, right, apex defender, Y would grab the apex defender, and then the safety would belong to the running back, meaning he's got to make him miss ultimately. Again, but they got everybody packed down in here, right? So Z's going to block the corner, Y's going to block the safety. I'll roll this clip here in a minute. We need to do a better job blocking out here, to be honest with you. All right, so X, he's running the tunnel. That's a long 3 or a short 5. He's got to press vertical. He's coming back. H is going to run vertical with him, right? And then he's going to hang and break. He's got to go block the corner head in front. All right, so lineman's rules. Right tackle is locked on the C-gap rusher. He's the only one that's staying in, okay? I mentioned that this is a double screen, so you're going to have 2 linemen getting out each side, right? So right guard, center, left guard, left tackle, they're all going to start by punching the gap to their right, okay? Right guard's running flat to the kick on the tunnel side, first, second level defender outside the box. Center is running the alley on the tunnel side. Nothing can cross his face from the box coming out, okay? Left guard, again, punching the gap to his right. He's running the alley on the flare side. Left tackle, punching the gap to his right. He is flat to the kick, first, second level defender outside the box on the flare side. So we got to do a better job in here, right? So it is a screen, right? So you want guys to rush the passer, okay? We got to slow them down, not stop them. That's the rule I've always given. We got to do a better job of punching them, right, and slowing them down and then getting out. Okay, so I'll roll this. Motion. Okay, so you see 9 leave with him. All right, again, he's the only one in the box, right? So this is a bear. So it's 5-1 bear is what it is, and then you got this linebacker walk down over here. Okay, so obviously the ball's got to go to the perimeter. So you see 9 kind of move with it. I think he made the right decision as far as flipping it to him because of his pre-snap alignment, right? He's right over the ball. He's not typically in a typical right Mike alignment. He's over the ball, right? And he moves late. So I think it's the right decision to flip it out there to him. All right, again, we got to come to balance out here, right, at Y and Z. We got to move our feet better, right? We got to do a better job of getting these guys covered up. So Levi at right tackle, he's locked on the C-gap rusher. He's okay right there. These other ones, like I said, we got to do a better job of slowing them down, not stopping them. We got to punch that gap, okay, with these 2 guys over here, right? We got to do a better job of punching that. But yeah, so we're getting out, flip the ball to Mackay in space, and he makes one miss, man. I mean, he just makes a play, honestly. I mean, got it to him. That number 9 is a very good football player that he makes him miss right there, and then goes and scores the ball, man. It's just a foot race in the end zone. He wins it. So you got a kid like that, you got to get him the ball in space and let him do something with it. So ultimately,
easy too, like, which is surprising because it's 9 that he beats there, and then this guy is fast. It's behind him, and he outruns.
Yeah, they had some team speed, man. They certainly had some team speed there. But I mean, yeah, you gotta, because that's what this is about ultimately, man. You know, it's not about play calls. It's about players, man. It's not necessarily about X's and O's. It's about what those kids do with it, man. So get it to them in some space and let him go score it. So yeah, 18-0 right there. That got us on the board. Missed the extra point, but that cut it to 18-6, and that really gave us a spark, you know, that we needed right there. And I think that went a long way to us cutting it to 10 at halftime, and then couldn't sustain, couldn't hold up in the fourth, but did cut that thing to 10 going in the locker room. So that's it, man. Doubles left, be out, Ohio left. That's the first screen that we put in. That's a double screen, man. So we got fast screens, catch throw, get the ball out. Got slow screens to the running back and the H-back. Ohio is really the only double screen that we read out that we have like that. But it's a good football play, man. You know, it's one that we've run a long time around here, try to get the ball in space, man.
How do you pick that state?
Ohio?
Yeah, how does that?
It has 2 O's. It's a double screen.
Double. There you go. That makes sense.
And the linemen also start by punching the gap opposite. Ohio is opposite. That's how you teach it to them. So, yeah, there's a good bit of word.
Learn something every now and then. Yeah. Y'all use Omaha, too?
Omaha! That's Peyton Manning. Yeah. No, we don't use an Omaha code.
All right, Coach. Thanks for the film room segment. And next week, hopefully, we'll see Mackay and several others flying down the field.
That'd be real good, James. Yeah.
Now we're joined by Mackay Pleasure, freshman running back. Mackay, you are Player of the Week this week for Inside the Vikes. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I know the game didn't turn out the way that you guys wanted it to, but you did have a good individual effort.
Yes.
Just tell us a little bit about what went on. I know you had a passing, big pass.
Yeah.
You had some good rushing yards. You had a receiving touchdown. Had over 100 total yards of offense, and then you also had a kick return for a touchdown and over 100 yards in kicking returns. So just kind of tell me a little bit about the flow of the game and how you felt out there.
So basically, I just went out there and did my thing. Just, trying to help them, trying to build the team, trying to get them right and stuff. And I'm just glad to be there. I'm just glad to be out there to show what I can do on the field and stuff. And a lot of stuff that I like, man. It's something that I want to do.
Yeah.
It's something I want to pursue in my future. I'm just trying to make it somewhere in life, yeah.
Right. Well, how about you've already got like a leadership role, it seems, on this team. You're starting running back. How does that feel being a freshman? Is that a lot of pressure on you?
A little bit, but not for real, because I really worked to get to that spot. So really not for real.
Any jitters before that first game?
Not for real.
Yeah. Hey, ready for Cullman this week?
Yes, sir.
Well, I hope you have just as good a game this week.
Yeah.
Actually, let's have a better game. That way we come away with a W.
We're going to do that.
All right, man. Thanks for joining us, and congratulations on being the Inside the Vikings Player of the Week.
Thank you.
What a game out of him for a freshman, and really impressive. I was impressed by him and how well spoken he was, how he carries himself.
Yeah, he's a great kid. We got a lot of great kids.
All right, well, we touched on Cullman a little bit earlier, but you said Cullman's Cullman. That's what they are. They're going to run the ball at you. They're going to be very fundamental. Where do you guys? What's the plan? Tackle, block, and tackle?
Yeah, we got to tackle them, man. We got a whole point down in there, man. Our D linemen need to have a big game, so got to be disciplined, man, with our eyes and our keys, and then we got to tackle football, man. We got to tackle football. So I don't think they'll have anybody like number 7, out there from center point, but they certainly still have a lot of very good players. And then we got to maintain drives, man. We got to stay on the field. We got to be far better than what we were last Friday on 3rd down. We got to get better, all around. Kicking game, I thought our kicking game was good Friday against center point. Certainly some improvement and work to be done in that area. We missed an extra point. We got one blocked, but that was the first time, Pedro, the first time he's kicked the football in a football game.
Right,
what I mean? He did a really good job, on his kickoffs, and then Carlos went out there and made an extra point later on in the game. Carlos had a punt that was kicked it out of bounds down there inside the 10. It was a really good punt. So those guys are only going to get better, man. Right. Only going to get better the more reps they get and work that they get in. Super enjoyable kids to be around, man, and just really fortunate to have them, blessed to have them. But like I said, they're only going to get better.
How about with Cullman? They don't have that speed, but what is their backfield? Is it like they usually are? Have 2 or 3 guys that are going to carry the load? That's
right. Big boy number 6, fullback. He's low. Certainly got to get him on the ground. Quarterback's a good player, man. He's a thicker, bodied kid, and then they have several others, that they'll get it to. So.
And offensively, you guys moved the ball a good bit against center point. Moved it up and down. Couldn't really get in the end zone. But
yeah, at times, moved it okay at times. Got to be more consistent. Got to be far more consistent. Got to be way better on 3rd down. That's really the biggest thing that we got to do.
Cullman coming off a huge high. With the way they won their game against Mars Hill.
Yeah, that was quite a game, man. Mars Hill is a really, really strong football program, man. Coach Higgins up there does a good job. We've played them the past couple years, not on the schedule anymore. But Cullman went up there too, Mars Hill, and won that thing in pretty exciting fashion there in the 4th quarter. They were down 10-0 going into the 4th, and then ended up winning that thing 13-10. So pretty crazy ending to that game.
Snapped a long home win streak for.
I believe Marcel had the longest home win streak in the state. I believe that's accurate. Going into that, so they did snap that. So they'll be on high. But we got to be ready to go, man. We got to be at our best. It's gonna be a dogfight. It always is. We call them, man. This will be my 5th one. Since I've been here, so 2-2 against Cullman, and it always comes down, to the end of the 4th quarter. And I certainly imagine that this one will be the same, man. So you got to make a play when it counts. That's what it boils down to.
You got to have some fans traveling too.
Ain't no doubt. Yeah, that's an important note. Yeah, when I talked to Coach Glasscock, so all tickets will be on GoFan. There'll be no cash at the gate, so got to get your GoFan ticket, before you go up there. And obviously that link will be, posted on all of our stuff. But yeah, got to get your GoFan ticket. Certainly expect a big crowd going with us, man. It's a big one.
I would say we post that link right here.
Right there, like on
It's right there in front of us.
Is it on the screen?
On the screen.
Are you in the screen currently? Is your leg in the screen?
My leg's not.
We got to at least mention your leg one time. It wouldn't be an Inside the Vikes show if we didn't.
mention it.
Your good leg.
Yeah. My good leg is my fake leg.
Sure.
Well, Coach, give everybody a little bit of a pep talk. Let's get the fans there.
Talk.
Yeah, let's get the fans there.
Get to Cullman Friday night, 7 o'clock. Got to have you. Get behind these guys, man. They're working hard. We'll go out there and fight. Hopefully come out of there with a W, man. So appreciate you guys. Go Vikes.
Go Vikes. We'll see you after a win over Cullman.